So being single, they've been my third favourite place in the van. My first being my driver's seat, second being my bed, and my third here on my bench. Cup of tea. No idea where this video is going to go. It's totally my perspective, my opinion, obviously, and it's just about me being single. So I am single at the moment, and really happily so. Not looking for a relationship, don't want a relationship. Some of my girlfriends don't believe that. In fact, I think some of my boyfriends don't believe that. But that's because everybody sees the world from their perspective, and people judge you on how they feel and how they see things, and they don't judge you on how you feel, or how I feel, and how I feel things. If I wanted to be in a relationship, I would say so, because I believe that you get what you want. So I'm not going to say I don't want to be in a relationship if I really do, because that would be daft. Plus, I'm really honest. Everybody always says to me, God, you're so honest, Angela. In fact, people have said it to me so many times that I realise now that obviously other people, or a lot of people, aren't honest, because it always freaks people out how honest I am, or honest from the way I see things. So yeah, so I'm going to start at the beginning, but I will still try and keep this quite brief. So I suppose, in fact, I have my whole life, since as long as I can remember, wanted to meet like a soulmate, to meet somebody that just got me. I remember my mum and dad fighting when I was younger, and I very clearly remember saying to my mum, it's okay for you when we fight, or when you fight, at least you've got dad at the end of the day. And I remember really feeling that no matter what she went through, she still had someone to love her at the end of the day. But I also remember really clearly being at a wedding when I was 9 years old, and feeling really sorry for both of them, and thinking, why are you getting married? Why do that to each other? So anyway, so always searching for my soulmate. Never wanted to get married, but I did want somebody special, and I've pretty much been in relationships, serious relationships, since I was 16. But for the first time in my life, I'm really happy to be single. It's liberating, and I'm having an amazing relationship with myself. However, never say never, and if the right person come along, then yeah, I would definitely go for it. I think I can't imagine the right person coming along, because I've had some incredible relationships. All my exes have been amazing, but none of my relationships have worked out, and I know it's because of me mostly. Okay, there's always fault on both sides, but I'm really intense, and I do something completely. I'm a little bit like obsessive. Like, for instance, when I got my counselling certificate, that was 4 years of training, and I was totally focused on that, and I had to be the best at it. And but now I'm not doing counselling. You know, that was only a year ago that I got my certificate. So yeah, that, I suppose that's what I'm like in relationships. That's what I'm like at everything. I do it really intensely, and I'm into it 100 billion%. But then I'm into something else afterwards. I'm always moving. I like to change things, and I think it's really hard for anyone to keep up with that. I can't judge all men as the same, but most men are quite set in their ways, and don't really, all the men that I tend to go for don't really like change, and I am always changing the goalposts. I'm a very determined person, probably very selfish as well. Really lucky to still have good relationships with my exes. We still get on. Yeah, God, I told you, I don't know where this is going to go. So being single, so it's not just about being single on the road, it's just about being single, full stop. And this is going to sound really awful. I find people in relationships, not all people, because I've actually a couple of couples have just jumped to mind who do not fit into this category, but some people in relationships are really quite boring. They're really insular, and they just talk about each other, and they seem to have blinkers on. They don't see anything else around or outside of each other, and that's just not me. Couldn't imagine. I would, it's not that I couldn't imagine, I absolutely would not share my van with anybody else. This is my cave, this is my space. But if I was to meet somebody in the future, ideally, okay, so my friend, I had a really good friend, we've kind of lost touch now, her name was Liz, I'm still in touch with her children, told me many years ago, so you've got the love heart, yeah, so it goes like this. So you're together at the love heart, man, woman, or whatever, couple, at the top of the love heart, you're together, and you go your separate ways, and then you come back together at the bottom. And I love that, and that's what I would like. I would like somebody, or I would have liked somebody, I'm not bothered now, I would have liked somebody that we could be together, like really together, get each other, respect each other, but then we can do our own thing, and then we can come back together at the end of that. So that would be my ideal relationship. No expectations. Since I've been on the road, I have upset a couple of men who I got on really well with, but they had expectations from me. You know, they saw me through their eyes and not through my eyes, and then felt let down by me and turned on me. Twice that happened right at the beginning of my journey on the road. So it did make me a little bit cautious and made me think, you know, I need to be careful. There are vulnerable people in the world, there's vulnerable men in the world, so I need to be maybe just not be quite so motherly and friendly when I meet people. I have big boundaries. I just like my space. I like a lot of space, so yeah, I'd need to be with somebody that also likes a lot of space. God, this sounds like I'm doing an advert for a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship, not at the moment. I'm having too much fun on my own. Okay. The other thing with relationships is I've never ever, this is, you know, probably where I've gone really wrong as well. I've never believed, I don't believe in compromise. Okay, so sometimes you do have to compromise, you have to meet each other halfway, but I've always had this in my head, and I still believe it, that if you're both compromising, if you're both meeting each other halfway, then neither of you are ever getting to your destination. And I get that some people don't have destinations. Their destination is to meet and to be together. And I don't know what my destination is, but I always find that when I meet somebody, I feel like I stop living. It's obviously an issue that I've got. Both my boys, my sons, they're both men now, have said to me, Mum, men have always been your downfall. And that's because I've given a lot of energy to relationships, looking for the one. I love male company. I miss male company. I've got so much female energy in my life, loads of female girlfriends, really, really blessed. But I've only got a few, I'd say, I don't know, maybe about 6 male friends. But yeah, I miss male company, as in I miss having a cuddle. I miss that, you know, that little dance that you do with the opposite sex, or with whatever sex you fancy. I'm probably really waffling. Being in a relationship, I love everybody. I've got a lot of love around me. I honestly don't believe, so maybe this is what I'm creating, I don't think I've ever believed that there's that one person for me, just that one person. I'm not sure it's fair on somebody else to be with me, because I am so changeable. not set in my ways at all. I love change. I adapt really quickly. And the other problem I have in relationships is, I don't think I'm going to put this video up. It sounds pretty awful already. Yeah. So the other thing in relationships is I find that people have a very protective behaviour, especially when you first meet people. And then later on down the relationship, when you've like got to know each other, this self-protective behaviour. I don't have that. I'm not scared of being hurt. I think being hurt is awful. It nearly kills you at the time, but it's good. It's a feeling, it's an emotion, and it does pass, even though at the time it doesn't feel like it's going to pass. And I think if you don't lay your heart on the table, if you don't be exactly who you are, then how can the other person know where they stand? So many people when they get together are on their best behaviour, which I get, that's fair enough. You can't just throw it all out there straight away. But then like 3 months down the line, and this has always happened to me, and it nearly is always 3 months, the man changes into a completely different person. So he either changes into a completely different person, you just don't recognise him anymore because his whole personality, he's had a personality transplant, or he changes in the fact that he's not bothered about you, about me. So he's like, got her now, whatever. And that's when I start getting bored, because I need, yeah. The trouble is, once you're in a relationship and you've been hooked by somebody, you then get attached, and then it's really quite hard to get out of once you're attached to somebody. And that hurts, because when you really love somebody but it's not working, yeah. I think you have to have been hurt quite a few times to get to where I am, to realise that I don't want to be in a relationship. So my last relationship, we split up last year. I remember when I met him, instantly, it literally was instant. The minute I saw him, I loved him. And I remember thinking, if it doesn't work with this one, that's it. And it didn't work. We're still friends, but not compatible. He's very set in his ways. He's very happy being single. He's very happy doing what he's doing. And I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. And we do get on as friends. Yeah, but maybe I was right. Maybe he's the last one. And I'm cool with that. I'm really happy with that. My Aunt Doreen, who I'm supposed to be really alike, she's in her 80s now. She's amazing. And I think she's been single for about 30 years. So maybe that's going to be me. I'm happy with that, but I do miss male company, and there's no way I'm going to be able to be celibate. So yeah, that's going to be an issue. So yeah, being single, I can see the timer on my phone. I can't believe I've been speaking for 13 minutes and I've not said anything at all. So maybe I'll do a part 2. Maybe I won't. But I am going to leave it at that. And I'm in Scotland. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I tell you what, the Scottish accent is so sexy. Yeah, I would go have a Scotsman with a really deep Scottish accent and a kilt and a pair of like DMs. Oh yeah. Okay, that's it. Bye.